Fantasy basketball is not won throughout the week, it's won on the weekends. You can build a 300-point lead all week long, and if you don't handle it correctly Friday through Sunday, you will lose the week. In today's video, I'm bringing down 5 players that you need to add right now to dominate the rest of this week, and also 5 players that you should target heading into week 4, so you can stay one step ahead of your league on the waiver wire. But before we get into that, welcome back to The Corner, your #1 spot for everything fantasy basketball related. If you're serious about winning your league this year, subscribe to the channel right now and turn on post notifications so you never miss a single video about waiver wire pickups, trade targets, or sleepers that could win you the matchups. Every single move matters throughout the season, so it's time to lock in and let's get started. First up for this weekend's first pickup, we have Cole Anthony, and yes, this is the second straight time I am bringing up Cole Anthony, but that's because he's still one of the best waiver wire adds right now going into this weekend. If he's somehow still available in your league, today is the day to go grab him, like right now before the rest of your league catches on. The Bucks backcourt is in constant motion right now, and the hot hand could swing between Ryan Rollins, Cole Anthony, or Gary Trent Jr. on any given night. But Anthony's production has been far more reliable than Ryan Rollins so far. Outside of one rough outing, he's been a rock solid player. Following that game though, he did come back to back with 20+ point performances, so we know that he is trying to fight for his spot on this team right now. Looking at his advanced numbers that are on the screen right now, he's got a 22% usage rate right now for the Bucks and a 58% true shooting percentage. This is super efficient for a player that you can still find on the waiver wire. The real bonus here is that the Bucks play Friday, Sunday, and then they play again on Monday to start off that week, giving you immediate impact this weekend and a head start on week 4. If you got any open roster spots on your team, Cole Anthony is your guy. He has a safe floor and a super strong schedule, and he is trending up fast. Sam Merrill has been quietly one of the most reliable players for the Cavaliers so far this year. Even after missing the past couple of games with that recent injury, since returning in that game on Wednesday night, he looked sharp. He knocked down his shots, he spaced the floor, and he continues to prove why he's one of the best sharpshooters in the NBA right now. That being said, the Cavaliers are starting to get a lot more healthier. We got back DeAndre Hunter, Jared Allen, and Darius Garland back into the rotation. Merrill's scoring volume could dip slightly, especially during this week's back-to-back stretch, but still, he remains a serviceable short-term pickup, particularly if you need efficient shooting and some extra depth. His role is pretty much locked in until Max Strus comes back off the injury report. So as long as he's getting minutes, expect those 3 to keep falling and his production to stay steady for the Cavaliers. Next up, we have Terance Mann, and this is going to be my #1 waiver pickup heading into this weekend. Terance Mann is a monster. Since joining the Brooklyn Nets this offseason, Mann has been playing lights out for the Nets and it's been going under the radars. And with Cam Thomas re-injuring his hamstring on Wednesday night, his role is about to expand even more for the Nets. Right now, he's rostered in just 10% of ESPN leagues, which means he's available almost everywhere you can get him. So if you need production, you need to add him right now as you're watching this video. Looking at the advanced numbers, Mann is currently sitting at a 62% true shooting percentage, putting him in the elite efficiency range of players in the NBA. All while maintaining a modest 15% usage rate. These two things combined means he's about to go crazy if Cam Thomas is missing time. With Thomas out, this usage could jump up to around 20% for the Nets, and even if his efficiency does dip slightly, he's still a must-add player right now just for the potential alone. The Nets play again on Sunday, so this move could be the difference between winning or losing your matchup. So don't wait for the breakout. You have to get ahead of it with this player. You should be adding Terance Mann now before your league mates catch on to what's happening in Brooklyn. Next up, we have Keldon Johnson, and I believe this may be the first time he's been mentioned in one of these videos. With Dylan Harper now sidelined with a calf injury, and it's reported that he is set to miss weeks of action, there's now a big opening in San Antonio's second unit, and Keldon Johnson is the guy to take advantage of that hole. Johnson was already one of the Spurs' most efficient scorers, but this injury now locks in his role and raises his floor even higher. He's not a huge upside play, but you can expect a steady 20 to 25 fantasy points a night from Keldon Johnson, which makes him perfect if you need consistency heading into the weekend. The Spurs play tonight, Saturday, and again on Monday night, giving him a great stretch of games. plus a full 4-game slate heading into week 4, which is huge if you want to get ahead. If Johnson can solidify his minutes while Harper is out, he could turn into a short-term to mid-term hold with sneaky value. Right now, he's still available in about 91% of ESPN leagues, so if you can grab him now is the perfect time to go get him. Next on this list, we have Neemias Queta, and he is shaping up to be one of the best weekend flyers you can grab. He's quietly been one of the most consistent contributors on the Celtics roster all season so far, holding down the paint as their defensive anchor. With back-to-back matchups against the Magic this week, I do expect him to close out the weekend on a high note. You can expect him to deliver 2 solid performances against the Magic, especially against Bidadze and Carter Jr., who both struggle against big physical bigs in the paint. He's currently rostered in only 8% of ESPN leagues, which means he is sitting out there on most waiver wires waiting to be picked up. I understand you guys love the Josh minutes and all these other flashy players that are on the Celtics, but Neemias Queta has been the most consistent player on this roster, and he is dropping fantasy points. While he won't singly win your week this week, he's kind of the low risk ad that helps stabilize your lineup, especially on Sunday. Okay, now let's switch focus from week 3 and winning the crucial weekend slate that we have coming up, and let's focus on week 4. So this is where you can really start to separate yourself from the rest of your league. Getting ahead now with the right pickups can completely change your season, and every week I give you guys my list of players that are primed for a breakout, and this week I've got 4 sleepers, all of them playing 4 games in week 4, that I think you should go pick up. They're set to give you a huge edge heading into week 4. The teams who I'm targeting players from this week are going to be the Bucks, the Magic, the Trailblazers, and of course the Warriors. Do not sleep on these schedules this week. So first up, we have Wendell Carter Jr. and once again, he is going to be a priority ad for me in week 4. The Magic play 4 games starting against the Trailblazers, and if you want, you can pick up Wendell Carter Jr. early as a weekend flyer, but just be a little bit wary because the Magic do play the Celtics twice at the end of the week, and the Boston Celtics right now are one of the best teams in the NBA on the defensive side of the ball. But the overall schedule still favors him, so he could be a good pickup. He has a 6-game slate from today on Friday all the way until next week Sunday. So from there, you can get a lot of points and a lot of upside from picking up Wendell Carter Jr. Carter is a smart early pickup to give you that roster boost that you need heading into week 4. For this next player, I debated if I should put him on the week 4 list as well, but with how much opportunity there currently is in Milwaukee, I have to put Cole Anthony on this list. He has a back-to-back to close out week 3 with the games on Sunday and Monday, which is great for that first half of the video as the week 3 flyers. But then he follows that up with a full 4-game slate in week 4, and he's set up for a huge stretch. His scoring and energy off the bench have been consistent all season, and the schedule gives him plenty of opportunity to produce. If he's still available in your league, you need to go grab him now. He could be the difference maker in your weekly matchup easily. Next up, we have the forward from the New Orleans Pelicans, Saddiq Bey, and recently news broke out that Zion Williamson is going to miss at least a week with a hamstring injury, and that opens the door for Saddiq to go and step up in a huge way. The Pelicans are already one of the worst teams in the league right now and dealing with multiple injuries at the same time, so there's plenty of uses to go around on this team. Bey has the experience and scoring ability to take advantage of the opportunity, as you guys can see from his most recent games. And also with Jeremiah Fears still struggling to find his rhythm as a rookie, you can expect this veteran to slide into a bigger role and contribute solid fantasy numbers throughout the week. If you need the short-term boost, I highly recommend picking up Bey, who can give you consistent production while Zion recovers from the hamstring. And lastly, to wrap up this list, we actually have 2 players. Both of them are going to be from the Warriors. First up, we have B-Pods, and next we have Moses Moody. Both of these players have stepped up in a huge way, with Steph Curry dealing with injuries and sickness, and Jimmy Butler also dealing with minor injuries. B-Pods has been one of their most consistent players all season. He brings the energy, playmaking, and absolutely solid fantasy value off the bench, and you can expect that production to continue, but you can multiply it if both these players are missing games. Moody, on the other hand, is a bit more matchup dependent and roster dependent, but when the key starters sit, he has proven that he can deliver absolute monster scoring and defensive stats. If you're looking for a short-term upside or streaming options, both B-Pods and Moody are worth a look at this week, especially when the Warriors veterans take a rest night. So that is going to be my list of must-add sleepers to help you win your week 3 matchup this weekend and to also stay ahead of the week 4 waiver wire rush on Monday. All these players are still available in most ESPN leagues, so don't wait until your opponents grab them first. If you want to keep the momentum going, you should click this video that's currently on the screen right now, where I break down the best players for week 4 and how to dominate your next matchup. Thanks for coming to the corner. I'll see you in the next one.